It's Embert. He's a little old man, he has a story to tell and an opinion on everything. It's Embert. It's Embert.
Hello, everyone. It's Embert. I was reading the news, and there was a story about a lady in Texas who tried to buy a baby for $250,000 at Walmart. Now, I'm going to tell a little joke, but then we're going to get serious. If you are trying to spend $250,000, which ultimately she offered $500,000 to buy a baby, that's a horrible price to pay at Walmart. You know, they got clearance areas and things. Anyhow, in all seriousness, this woman thought she could buy a baby at Walmart. And she started following this mom around the store and saying, I would like to buy a baby, please. And she said, no, you can't buy a baby. And she said, I'd like to buy your baby. He's got nice eyes and nice teeth and pretty. And she said, no amount of money will do that. So then she followed her out to the parking lot, and she's still trying to offer $500,000 for the baby. Now, she got arrested, and then her bail was set at like $25,000 or something, and she didn't have the money. So she was not only was she trying to sell a baby, but she was trying to buy it with money that she did not have. If you don't have the money to buy the baby, you don't buy the baby. Ugh, itchins. Anyhow, I want to know what gets in someone's head that they decide, I got to buy a baby. Who does that? You can go adopt a baby, but obviously this woman would not ever get approved to adopt a baby. But what I'm getting at is this world is crazy. Back in my day, okay, now, when I was 4 years old, Amber got kidnapped, okay? And what happened was I ended up getting taken out to the forest that was very close to my house. And in that day, it was not unusual to steal clothes because, like I told you, I was born like at the end of the Depressions. So people were, still trying to buy food and clothes and things for their kids. Well, a man hit me over the head and he stole my clothes, except for he left Embert's underwear on, but that was it. I didn't have socks on either. Well, the problem was that I got hit on the head, I got knocked out, I woke up, all I had was my underwear on, no socks, and nobody, it's not like the days like now where you have to wonder if they abused you some other way. Nothing happened to Embert. He was just stealing my clothes, and that was very common back then, and I was only 4. Now, I was screaming from the woods, but my mom couldn't hear me because she was in the house and she was having my sister in the house. That's how we did things back then. We didn't have an ambulance. We had to have the babies at home. I'm not the oldest, so I don't know if one of my brothers or sisters gave birth to me. I mean, not that, you know what I mean? I mean, that they had to help my mom. I don't know. But I maybe was supposed to help, probably not at 4. But I had to walk. I couldn't walk because all the pricklies were in the forest. So it's very scary. Now, what's my point to that? Now, what the man could have done is he could have stole Embert and then tried to sell him on what they call the black market, or that's also called human trafficking. And that is a big problem these days. Big problem. If you watch on the news, you learn a lot about human trafficking. It doesn't just happen from Mexico, like they say. It does a lot, but it happens all over the world. And sometimes, especially girls, get kidnapped at a young age, and then they are forced to be sex slaves, and they get sold to people. And this is in 2022 that this happens. Can you believe that? And I want to know who doesn't have a conscience that says, don't do this. This is bad. I can't do this. And let's say you do it once, okay? And then you go to do it again. There still should be something that says, oh my gosh, what did I do the first time? I should never have done that. And that's what we call having a conscience or not. Anyhow, this woman was got to be psychologically crazy in the first place to try to buy a baby at Walmart. I mean, At least she didn't try to traffic it. But what was she going to do? First of all, she didn't have the money to buy the baby. Obviously, she did not, because she couldn't bail herself out of the jails. So if she did that, then what was she going to do? First, she was not going to pay for the baby. Now, that doesn't mean she doesn't have any money. They don't say in the story why this woman was trying to do that. Sometimes it's because they can't have a child of their own. So they figure that they can grab a little baby and then tell everybody, oh, I had a baby. Well, there's a thing called pregnancy that happens. And your tummy gets bigger and bigger, and then you explode the baby out, and then you get smaller and smaller. Well, you can't just skip over that. So I don't know how she thought she would get away with that. And what if she's married to her husband and then goes home and says, oh, honey, while I was out, I got us a baby. Well, now how would that go over? He knows he didn't make the baby, and he knows that baby's older than brand new. How did she get the baby? Did she have a baby quietly? I don't think she's going to be able to convince him of that. But this makes me tell you more about the human trafficking. First of all, you have to make sure you watch your kids all the time. Back in my day, even though I got kidnapped at 4, I was lucky. Most times when there was a kidnap, it wasn't the way it is now. They would steal your clothes and then leave you there. And the only reason they leave you there is so it takes you longer to get home. But they never actually hurt you, although I did get hit over the head. Ember has a bump under all this hair. So it's permanent from age 4. Anyhow, you have to make sure that you are always knowing where your kids are. And you got to make sure that you teach your kids never to go away with strangers, no matter what. Have code words and things so that way they know what to do. If somebody says, hey, your mom told me to come and pick you up. Well, what's the password? I don't know. She told me never mind the password. No, I can't go with you then. And then they got to know to run to somebody that can help them now, not later. Anyhow, that's the point of this. It's just, I don't understand how this mother could do that to a baby. And the mother, the kidnapper, the one that wanted to buy the baby, that's not even kidnapped, that's for sale. Like she's going to have a barcode and then ring up at the register. That will be $500,000. Oh, you want to put it on your American Express card? Okay. There's no preset spending limit on your American Express, and they will approve your transaction if you're very good. So in theory, you could spend $500,000 at Walmart and buy a baby. You have to have some other help too. So don't do that. Don't buy the babies. And I just want to make sure everybody understands that's not acceptable in this world. Okay? All right. Have a good day.
It's Embert. He's a little old man. He has a story to tell and an opinion on everything.